I always like to take a moment and just see who I am speaking to, who's interacting with me and who I am interacting with. Hi, Lumi. Hello, folks. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jyākuen, and I am a senior student here at Village Zendo. And I just want to start out with acknowledging the ceremony we just had, acknowledging my ghosts and goblins and internal stuff and external stuff. And there was something in the ceremony that struck me, that stayed with me during zazen. And I feel moved to read it. I am the Buddhas, and they are me. I love that because that means that there is no separation. And I'm feeling like now, at this time in the world, that's something that I need. Last Sunday, in Precepts class, Fusho Sensei gave us a koan that is from the Korean Buddhist tradition. It was this sentence: "What is this?" That was it. What is this? She had us sit with it for 10 minutes, saying not to say it in our heads as a mantra, but just to say it internally and see where it landed in your body. Can your stomach say it? Can your chest say it? Does your brain say it? And what comes up for you when you say it? Closing your eyes and saying, "What is this?" Then after that, she had us write down what we got during that time. And at the end of class, she asked us to continue working with it until the next class. While you walk to the subway, at work, maybe doing errands, maybe in the grocery store, waking up, sitting up and putting your feet on the floor. What is this? Here and there, an anxious feeling would come up for me, and I would examine further, what is this? Why does my chest or my head have a feeling of heaviness? Why? What is coming up? And this didn't come up when the first time I did this. What I realized was this. This is what came up. Two women I know, one a sibling, one a mother, have relatives in the US military. The sibling is a sister who has a brother in the Air Force. He's in Special Forces. The mother, her son is in the Army. I have friends who are Israeli American who worry about their relatives in Israel. And I am friendly with a family that owns the pet supply store where I get the food and other things for my cats. And they are Palestinian. And for a while there, whenever I would go in, I would hear about how the cell phone would bing day and night. A coworker at the watch company turned to me 5 weeks ago, and he sits in front of me. He turned to me to tell me that his cousin, while coming home to New York from the Dominican Republic, and they are Dominican, got off the plane, went through customs, and was detained by ICE. He has a valid green card, and yet, because of a legal problem 30 years ago, and that he legitimately and legally dealt with, and not even a parking ticket since, he was sent to a facility in Philadelphia, where he, as of this talk, still is. He just saw a judge last week. What was the best way to look at all of this, besides with, what is this? I then felt an somehow the 3 pure precepts, not knowing, bearing witness, taking action, came up for me. Not knowing. I don't know how any of these situations will resolve themselves, if at all. If I expect them to be a certain way, a certain outlook, and they aren't, I will be constantly disappointed. And I will not allow myself to expand, to see other things. To be in not knowing, I have to let go of a fixed point of view, not just for any of these situations, but for anything in life. I want to have the energy to recognize the suffering of others and of myself, and just be with the moment. This moment, and this moment, and this moment. As the Buddha said, all is in flux and always will be. We just need to ride this ride, be with the moment and with the next. Bearing witness. I see and hear the suffering, and I don't turn away. I don't feel that I can. I too have worried about family in the military or other physical danger, and have had the phone ring in the middle of the night, or waited up until a male family member came home because of the way black and brown folks get stopped by the police. I listened to my own family days after 9/11 as they told me their stories of fearing the worst when they called from the Midwest, saw the destruction on TV, and couldn't reach me for 2 days. I listened. I bore witness. I see and hear the joy, and I don't turn away. No overseas deployment yet. Heard from the family, and at this moment, all is good. No phone calls in the middle of the night. And hey, guess what? The cousin got to see a judge, and things might be okay. I listened. Wholeheartedly listened to all, bore witness to them. This doesn't mean that I don't feel or experience the pain or the joy, or that I am escaping my own pain or joy, no matter how much I might want to. In the chapter on suffering, Ram Dass and Paul Gorman, in their book, How Can I Help?, say that we put some kind of concept or idea between ourselves and suffering. I'm just staying with this practice that has held me and sometimes centered me in some really difficult times recently. I try to hold on to that energy for others and myself, because none of us None of us are separate from each other. Taking action. I've thought about this taking action. I've thought about it during the last 2 No Kings marches that I have participated in. Is this compassionate action? Is it making a difference? I don't know. I try to let go of the questions and stay with don't know. Don't know if any actions I take on behalf of myself or anyone else are doing anything. But I continue to participate in the marches because friends and family in the military who are unable at that moment to march, I march for them. And it inspires folks who I know aren't usually protest folk to be, for the moment, protest folk. I ask after family, are they all right? How are you doing? I'd stop for a moment and put my cans of cat food down on the store counter to lean in and listen to feelings about the current state of the world from their point of view. I put down a watch I'm working on to listen to my coworker tell me more about his cousin, because listening to him, being present for him, is for me a better way of marking time. It has been a really difficult past few months, and this week for me, I don't know about the rest of you, but has been particularly fraught and difficult. I struggled writing this talk. Will it make sense? I struggled to write this talk. I wanted to say just a bit about how this time period, how our government's actions and the war are affecting people I know and me. The anger, confusion, and overwhelmingness. In the book that Fusho Sensei recommended in her recent talk called Calm in the Storm, Zen Ways to Cultivate Stability in an Anxious World, in their book, Brother Phap Hu and Joe Confino write, tending to our overwhelm or anxiety offers the greatest opportunity to find our own stability. From this place of centeredness, we can reach out into the world and act with fierce, rooted compassion. None of the precepts are the 10 Commandments and shouldn't be seen as such. At least I think they shouldn't be seen as such. For me, I see them as tools to work with in my practice, on and off the cushion. A memory, a thing where I can say, oh yeah, I can lean back on this. They help me to have compassion, be compassionate towards others, and be compassionate to myself, especially when it is tough to do so during tough times. Enkyo Roshi said that not knowing is most intimate, and it is. It allows us to bear witness to ourselves and to others, to hold and be held, and to act in the best way possible for the benefit of all.